Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. And as always, it is our pleasure to come to you, the viewing audience, with information, individuals, and just the spirit of empowerment, enlightenment, and just challenging the least of us to be the best that we can be. And of course, tonight will be the same. Unfortunately for us this evening, this would be our last show for the quarter. However, don't worry about it. We'll be back soon. And of course, I've been told by Can TV, I want to thank Mike. I want to thank Amari. I want to thank Stephanie. I want to thank all of you all who labor so much to make sure that we have a prosperous show, that we're going to have an opportunity for our young people that have been actively involved in doing some work to come on and do some shows in the near future, I think the next quarter. So the West Garfield Park Youth Council, under the leadership of so many others, will be coming on featuring youth in action, young people making a difference, and young people taking a stand. How to bridge the intergenerational gap. So tune in to the West Garfield Park Youth Council. They'll be coming to you next quarter. I think it's next month. Next week or sometime, whenever that show starts, but it'll be at 4 o'clock. I'm saying on Thursdays at 7 o'clock. So tune in. But you know, tonight we want to really talk to you about some seriousness that's going on in the neighborhood. Personally, I'm extremely overwhelmed. I'm trying my best not to become desensitized, but it's kind of hard these days because I just did another funeral this morning. I did another one Saturday, and it's kind of heavy on me, and I've been kind of off-centered today because my heart is heavy. It's another young person who fell victim to senseless violence on the west side of Chicago, in the city of Chicago, just around and about. So I'm really kind of weary, and it's kind of hard sometimes to just kind of keep the spirit. But I'm just keep trusting, and I'm keep believing. I'm just going to keep on reaching it up and keep on looking out for these young people and doing what I can to empower young folks. But it do take a toll. So I ask that you pray for me, that I can continue to grow stronger, and that, you know, I don't allow this stuff to kind of take me. But it do get hard sometimes. And I'm just growing weary. But listen, I'm still believing that all is well, and that I can do all things through the Almighty that strengthens me. And this show is going to be a bang-up show. You see how the energy came back to me? See how he gave it back to me? And we have a special guest tonight, one of my friends, of course, Leila. Leila is the director of Yes Chicago. And so tonight we're going to use this show to talk about what can we do to empower our young folks, be it economic development, job readiness, job training, career development, youth organizing, and civic engagement. I'm telling you, this is the show for young people. So if you're watching this show and you have some young people and you want your younger people to be empowered and you want them to get involved in some programming where they can be trained to be the best that they can be and possibly placed into some jobs. We believe, Leila, jobs over guns.
Absolutely.
If you really want to save some lives, jobs over guns. You know, so we're going to call on to Leila this evening, and she's going to give us some good information, and she's going to tell us about some opportunities that's going on in the city of Chicago, specifically through Yes Chicago. Again, as I said to you, she's the director of Yes Chicago, and she has a wonderful initiative coming around through Tap In Leadership Academy. Tap In.
Yes.
And so we're going to talk about that tonight, right? But before we talk about that, I want you to know, Leila, that this is a live interactive call-in show. And we want you to know that this show, folks will be calling in, and we hope they call in, and they'll have some questions that they would like to address to you about the topic. So, of course, the topic this evening is how can we empower our young folks? How can we empower our young folks through job placement, job training, career development, economic development, and how can we save our babies from the senseless violence on the west side of Chicago? I know we can do it, but can you do it? So Leila, let's go ahead and get started. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
It seemed like we was just together the other day.
I think we were.
And I think you did such a bang-up job over at the 11th District with some of our West Garfield Park community stakeholders, particularly our commander over there, Commander Kevin Johnson, who's really doing a great job. Since he's come on, of course, the commander has, and his staff, has been instrumental in reducing by double figures the level of violence in the 11th District. And I want to thank you and the West of the Garfield Park community and West Side community stakeholders for being real actively involved in making those things happen. we believe that teamwork can make the dream work. That's our motto, all right?
I agree.
But Leila, let's get to you right now. Thank you again. So tell us, though, as we move on down this road, who are you? I mean, I really, I'm around you.
Mm-hmm.
I see the work that you're doing. I've been in various different environments with you. I mean, I've kind of now had an opportunity to see the new, the growing, and in the movement, Leila. All right. So tell us, who are you?
So I am Leila El-Badawi, as Reverend Jones introduced me. I'm the director of Yes Chicago. Personally, I enjoy traveling. I have 2 cats and a fish. I think I'm a very...
2 cats and a fish.
I'm a very normal, everyday kind of person. I think at the core of who I am, though, I like to give back. That's why I'm in the line of work that I am in. I started with Tap In Leadership Academy as a volunteer with their after-school program, and so now I'm here. And I think that's something true to who I've always been and who I will continue to be.
Well, I felt your passion. You know, you and I have a relationship, a working relationship, where we're always trying to do what we can to empower each other, to make sure that we bring some seriousness to what we do and to work smart and not hard, to make sure we bring the resources and the support system together that we can make the difference. I believe it because I see it all the time, because the circle of folks that I deal with, they are into teamwork. They're into collaborating. Absolutely. And so you are part of that team. You are part of the coalition. You're part of the West Side Community Stakeholders. You're part of the work that we're doing on the West Side of Chicago. And I think the work that we're doing is paramount. And there's never a lack of. It's always room for more. All right. So folks, there's a room at the table for you. So don't get caught up if you may be doing something over here and somebody's doing something over there. Listen, we're not territorial. We're trying to collaborate and bring all the resources to bear so that we can really empower young folks. I just suggest that you don't become selfish and try to keep it all to yourself, but instead you give it back to the young folks so we can empower these young folks. So you heard what Leila said. She said she was really committed to the work that we're doing, and she enjoys what she's doing, and she started off as a volunteer, and we want to encourage those who are watching to call in. Call in now. The phone lines are open, 312-738-1060, if you like to volunteer. If you have some young people who need to be empowered. We're encouraging young people today, Leila, to call in if they want to be empowered. And we're going to give Leila's phone number to you later on, where you can actually call her, and she can schedule some time for you to come in and meet her staff and to find you an opportunity for some job training, job readiness, and get paid, let me repeat, while you train.
Absolutely.
Is that fair?
Yes, absolutely. And even if you are a local business owner, maybe you're a manager of a store or manager of a local business, whatever it may be, you are currently hiring, we are looking for positions. We know that there are plenty of open positions out there, and the best place to start is in the community. At the end of the day, we want to not only bring on clients, but we want to place them in positions that are in their own community, that they can see how they're giving back and how they're making a difference in their local economy.
So basically, what we're trying to do is not only are we trying to provide that atmosphere for training, but we also want to provide avenues where we can place people. So we want our young people to come in and get some training. We want them to be trained, but we also want some of the players or community stakeholders who have these businesses, Walgreens, Kmart, Zayres, Navy, Old Navy, New Navy, whatever Navy it is, Target, all of those places, to say, okay, fine, I'm willing to give these young folks an opportunity. So we're asking you to give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821, 773-287-5821, or log on to Fathers Who Care, or we ask that you would get in touch with Yes Chicago. Yes Chicago is partnering with Fathers Who Care to make it possible that we can find outlets to place some of our young folks. Is that fair?
Absolutely.
So let's get down to it. Can we talk a little bit more?
Of course.
I feel like it. What is the mission? What is TAP in Leadership Academy? And basically, I heard that you was talking about that earlier, about some things you did with them as you was volunteer. But give me some essence about why are they doing what they doing, and why are they so committed to young people?
Yes, so the mission of Tap In Leadership Academy, Tap In, is to support leadership to support
It's okay.
As I
Take your
stumble
time.
over
It's
my
all right.
words,
Take your time.
excuse me.
It's all right.
To enhance educational achievement, support leadership development, and cultivate cultural awareness so that all of our scholars are college and career ready.
Okay.
A term that we use regularly is scholars. And
Scholars.
so
I
the
like
reason
that.
that we
I like
call the individuals who enroll in our programs as scholars is because we want them to think of who they are as, to truly see their own potential.
Absolutely.
Because
So that's improving. They're just giving them self-affirmations.
absolutely,
Yeah.
and that's truly the tap-in way. I
Right.
mean, we
The
want
tap
to.
in a way. I like that.
Thank you.
I like that.
Yeah, so we just want the individuals who enroll in our program to understand that we see their potential and we want them to see it in themselves as well. And so the first step is by calling them scholars, by referring to them as something that they may not think right away when they enter our program that they truly are, because you go through school, you're called a student every day. But when you're called a scholar, you see that potential in
You know
yourself.
what I like to call
you know
young
that people
people?
believe you.
I like to call young people prince and princesses.
That's cute.
You know what I mean? Because then they start to thinking it.
Absolutely.
Whatever their mind
They
can
see their
Oh,
value.
yeah. If the mind can conceive it and the heart can believe it, then they can achieve it. So I like positive affirmation. I like positive energy. So let's go ahead. I like what you was talking about with Tap In. But let's go. We're going to use this show to bridge gaps, particularly intergenerational gaps, cultural gaps. You know how we do it. The bottom line is we're trying to save some lives and empower them in our essence, in our way of saying, come on, you can make it happen. So let's do this here. We're going to it look like we may have a caller, at least they saying we do. So I'm hoping, Leila, if it's okay, that we can entertain a few calls and then you can kind of respond to the calls.
Of course.
And then we can kind of keep that flowing. Is that all right?
Yeah, I would love to.
Okay. Thank you so much, young people. I need to say that West Garfield Park, young people out there in the world has been so instrumental in making me happy. I love them young people, and they're just rock. They rock, I tell you. The caller, you on the air. Hello?
Hello.
Yes, you're coming to question, please.
Hi. I have a question for the guest.
Okay,
Yeah.
go ahead.
May I say you look lovely this evening? I just want to point that out.
Thank you.
Okay.
Do I look handsome? What's up? Go ahead. Oh, that's what he didn't want to do? He wanted to point that out? Oh, okay. You're coming to question, please. Huh? It looked like we might be experiencing a little technical difficulties with these mics. So if you all can kind of work these mics out so we can get some volume in here, we appreciate that very much. So tell our audience, Leila, what is the plight in your mind? What is the plight of young people on the west side of Chicago without an opportunity to work and to support themselves?
Well, I think that there are a lot of resources out there. At the end of the day, the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders Coalition does an excellent job of gathering together all these different organizations and really community resources that are out there. But unless our young folks, our clients, as we call our Yes Chicago clients, unless they know that the resources are out there,
Right.
they won't be connected to them. They don't know how to get connected to them. Or if they do, they may think it's out of their reach. So knowing that there are resources out there and knowing that they're just a phone call away or an email away or whatever it may be, it makes all the difference.
Right. Well, and listen, let me ask a question because I posed this to you before. If young people were interested in becoming a part of this Yes Chicago, are there boundaries for them in being involved, or is it just a citywide endeavor?
So we serve 16 through 24-year-olds in Cook County, and we do everything we possibly can to eliminate any boundaries. So if you have a hard time getting to our trainings, we will do everything to make sure that you can get there. We will work with you, whether it's evening hours that you need to come in, weekend hours. We do everything we can. So we try to eliminate all boundaries possible.
So there's no, you have to be in this community or that community. It's citywide.
Correct. We serve, or the focus of Yes Chicago is serving the west side, so Austin, North and South Lawndale, East and West Garfield Park, and Humboldt Park. But we truly serve all of Cook County, so anyone with an interest, we're here.
So can you give a number, please, if that okay?
Yeah,
Can you
of
give a
course.
number?
So
Okay.
you can reach our office at 312-722-6808.
One more time, please.
Again, that's 312-722-6808.
Okay, so now you heard it. There's no boundaries. There's no reason for you not to be involved. So I'm saying to you, I just heard it personally, that if you are interested in being a part of Yes Chicago and you want to be involved in this initiative and you have some time that you want to put in to be involved, you can call 312-722-6808 and ask for Leila. All
You
right?
can, absolutely.
Because you're there for them and you're going to make it happen, right?
That's
There
why
you
we're
have
here.
it. So that's why we're here. So let's move on. Now you heard it. Okay, how can we unite and challenge more community stakeholders in the city of Chicago to work together so that we can pool our resources? Like you alluded to it before about what we're doing with the West Side community stakeholders, i.e. Garfield Park. But what can we do as stakeholders, which we are doing it? I think we have an excellent model, but I don't think this is something that's universal. I don't think a lot of folks are doing it. A lot of folks are saying they're doing it, but folks are territorial and selfish, and they don't want to share. What can we do to encourage folk to be more supportive of each other?
I think too many people see it as competition.
Wow.
They see that, just because I'm doing this and this other organization is doing something similar, that
Right.
we can't work together. And
Right.
that's not the case. We are here to collaborate, and we're here to do everything we can to serve Chicago as a whole.
Right.
And so by collaborating, by pooling our resources together, that's really the best way to make sure that we're reaching everyone. There's no reason why we should see one another as competition. If I can serve this client here and you can serve this client here, why not?
Absolutely.
It doesn't impact you, it doesn't impact me.
I like when you say that. I asked you about that earlier when we was talking about some things either yesterday or before, and you said, why not? So why we can't work together? You say, can we work together? Yes, we can. Why not? I like that passion. So listen, let's go to a caller. Caller, you on there. Your comment or question, please. Why not? Can I use it?
Yeah.
Why not work together, huh? Your comment or question, please.
Hi, what is work ethic?
What is work ethic?
Nice question. Thank you.
I think it can look very different in different people, but I would say that work ethic is really knowing that that you have the potential to be everything that you set your mind to be. So knowing that you can achieve something will put you in the mindset that you should work hard. Or knowing that you have the potential to finish your college degree, finish an associate's degree, enroll back in high school maybe, or whatever it is, knowing the potential that you have can really push you to getting where you want to be. So believing in yourself is that first step, but then working hard to get there. I mean, nothing's going to come easy, but if you ask for help when you need it, that's going to be the really the way that you get it. We're here to help, and
Absolutely.
so whether it's you coming to us or you going to your supervisor or you going to family members, there's so many resources out there. Asking others for help when you need it is the best way to get what you need and to have people help steer you down the right direction. So I would say work ethic is, of course, working hard, but also pulling on your resources and talking to people when you need help and communicating openly and feeling and supporting others.
So I like what they said about, and I like your response. And if you don't mind, I like to come back. You said that folks can call you if they're interested in paid training, job career readiness training, and job placement service. Did you say that?
Yes.
And you say they can call you at what number again?
312-722-6808.
And you told me, if I'm not mistaken, you said that you are interested in helping. So therefore, you're trying to serve the greater West Side.
Correct.
So if you're on the West Side and you're interested in being part of Yes Chicago Job Readiness Placement Service, Job Placement Program, they should give us a call, or you a call, at 312-722-6808. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes.
And that you was waiting and that you're ready to help them.
Absolutely.
Okay, now you've been heard. You heard it again. I think it's 2 or 3 times you done heard it. So now I heard young people talking about etiquette and all that other good stuff. But now, why should young people be actively involved in their community? Should they?
Well, of course. I mean,
Say it. Say it.
Why not?
Why not? I like it. I like it.
At the end of the day, your community is what raised you. Whether that be the school that you attended, the daycare that you went to, the people who helped you growing up, whoever helped you with homework,
Right.
whatever it may be, your community is really where you started. And so before you get out, before you say that, once you make it or once you get this job, you're going to move out of your community, you're going to move on to something better, you should start giving back right away.
Yeah.
And one of Tapin's 4 core pillars is service learning, because we find that it truly is that important, that you are investing in the community that you came from, that you leave everything better than you found it. So whether that be you're helping out at a clothing drive, you are helping out at a soup kitchen, you are being a supportive friend to those who need it, whatever it is, what really is most important is giving back to the community that you live in
And I think there's
community around.
I think you echoed that when you said that you started off giving back in the volunteer capacity. And as a result of your commitment and passion to serve and help someone else, you ended up becoming the director. I kid you not, I did that before in my life. And I came in working with some folks, as you did, with some young folks in a particular community, North London. And I started off in that community because I had a passion to want to help some young men to become better men. So I kind of volunteered occasionally days, all right, to just come in and kind of join forces with some other people, right? Because I felt I had something to offer. And before I knew it, I ended up being the program coordinator or prevention coordinator. Then I ran on to the prevention director. So I'm saying to you, as Leila has just said, the more you give to someone, the more somebody will give back to you. It's called reciprocity. What you put out, you get back, or sowing and reaping. What you put out, you get back. So if you put nothing out, you get nothing back. And you have to give back if you want something back. So we believe, I think we both believe in that you should be some kind of agent for change. And you should be out there trying to do what you can to help those who are less fortunate. I think you do it. I think you love what you do. That's why you do what you do. I, of course, love what I do. That's why I do it. And I really believe you can't do what we do if you don't really have a love for it. You're watching Father Sucare. The number here is 312-738-1060. We're talking to Leila. We're talking about what can we do to empower young folks on the west side of Chicago. And we're not talking about it tonight. We're acting on it tonight. We're talking about providing opportunities in job readiness skills, career readiness skills, job placement skills, and intervention. So we're telling you right now that we're not talking about what they should do. We're saying that we have the resources here now. If you're interested in job training, paid, is that correct?
Oh, yes.
Paid job training and placement. All right, so we're looking for volunteers, we're looking for vendors, we're looking for businesses to come up and say, yes, I give some of these young folks a chance. I would like to be actively involved in empowering some of these young folks. We say that we have a program here, we have services here where young folks can benefit from 16 to 24. Is that correct?
Correct.
All they have to do is call 312-722-6808. Would you confirm that, please?
Yes, that's 312-722-6808.
Told you. So we're not just talking, we're walking. So let's move on down the road. But tell us, I've been talking this stuff about career readiness, and I've been talking this job placement and all that kind of good stuff. It sounded good. What is it? What is career readiness training and job placement services, and why is it important?
So we, of course, do the basics of resume development, interview preparation, making sure that our clients have what they need to, dress appropriately for an interview, that kind of thing. But it's much more than that. We work with them on financial literacy, on conflict resolution skills, on team working skills, on developing relationships with coworkers, communication skills, everything across the board, because not only do you have to secure the position, but you have to be successful in it.
Right.
And so there's more than just, upfront training. It's about what we provide, that's ongoing training based on areas that, our clients need it most, because everyone's growing, everyone's developing. You're never going to be this perfect person. And so we're there to support our clients along the way, make sure that they, have us to talk to, us to advise when they come into maybe a situation at work that they don't know how to handle, or a conversation they want to have with their supervisor, but they don't know how to pose it. So we're here for everything from budgeting to really making sure that they are successful in the workplace.
Well, and I like to just say, I really appreciate, we're related. We got this this relationship as far as collaborating in the coalition and in the stakeholders that we're involved in, our community stakeholders. But I really want to thank you, Leila, for the passion and the real commitment that I've seen in you, that you've continuously have shown in empowering young folks. You have stayed the course. I mean, I've tried you. Trust me, I've tried you. Just to see, it is what it is. That's who I am. And I tried you, and just to see, because I wanted to make sure it was true to what you said. Mm-hmm. And you came with the passion. You've been true to the passion, and I want you to know that I watch you and that I appreciate you, and I want you to know that we're here for you. Thank you for joining our coalition. Thank you for being part of our team on the west side of Chicago, because all of us are needed. And I think if all of us understood the power of us, mm-hmm. there's nothing that we couldn't do to empower folks on the west side of Chicago. But time is out for you to keep pointing fingers at folks. It's time to join the team and be a part of solutions and not the problem. Caller, you on the air. Come on, talk to Leila. I know you heard it. Solutions and not the problem. Caller, you on the air. Come on, talk to Leila. I think. Okay, hello? Go ahead.
Leila, I have a question for you.
Yes, ma'am.
One of my questions is, this youth readiness program, is this just something that's for the summertime, or is this something that you do all year round for the youth? And is there another program that deals with older, older
people over 24?
Range? Right.
Okay.
And
is this you?
I just want to know if this is something that's just for the summer, or is this something that you do all year round?
Okay, that's two questions I think I heard. One, is it year round? And thank you for the question.
Thank you.
Second is it also opportunities available for folks past 24?
So to answer the first part of the question, yes, we do secure long-term placements. Our goal is to ensure that our clients are employed year-round, and we do placements year-round. So it's not just a summer program. We are really here to ensure that our clients, whether they're in high school, out of high school, they have a job to go into. They have
So this is for in and out of school?
Absolutely.
Okay,
for both in and out of schoolers, we accommodate.
How much do you make an hour?
$10.50.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm-hmm. So we accommodate school schedules, we accommodate, home life, all of that kind of thing. But yes, we do long-term placements, and it is all year round. At this time, we don't have anything, or we don't have job placement services for individuals over the age of 24. For clients who do enroll in our program, we do offer services to their parents. Everything from financial literacy to a lot of the same workshops and trainings that we have for our clients.
So you afford that to the parents as well?
Yes.
I like that. So you're telling me that not only are we providing opportunities to empower these young folks, but we're also providing opportunities for parents in some of those same areas so they can come in and also be empowered.
Right.
Is that fair?
Yes,
Okay,
absolutely.
go ahead.
We're all growing. We're all developing regardless of what age we are. So it's important that we're empowering our parents just as much as we're empowering our clients.
Let's get this last caller because we're about time to go, and I want you to leave with a closing comment. Caller, you got 30 seconds. Go for it.
I got one more question I want to ask Leila.
Yes,
Leila,
ma'am.
my question to you, do you all also deal with those youth that have possibly been caught up in the system, with in and out of jail?
Formerly incarcerated youth?
You all still assist those youth with
we got
job
you.
readiness?
We got that. Formerly incarcerated young people. The time on the wall is saying that it's about time to go. So, Leila, if you can give us 10 seconds on that. Thank you, caller. Thank all of you who's trying to get through and can't get through. Tune in next week. You'll have the young folks on the show, the West Side Community Stakeholders. Youth Council will be here. Leila, you got a comment for that? Would you be able to empower those folks who have previously been incarcerated or have records?
Yes, ma'am, we can. And
okay, the answer is yes.
We don't look at any barriers as a barrier to us serving.
So listen, thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. I thank you all for these 13 weeks of power and empowerment. Listen, God bless you. God keep you. We'll see you on this other side. Give us a call at Fathers Who Care. God bless you. Good night, and keep the faith. And we'll see you when we see you and wouldn't want to be you. Good night.